So I'm gonna do a little reaction slash breakdown of this clip in whatever podcast. This clip is actually pretty funny because you have writers with a bunch of random hoes crying about marriage and this and that, which just seems like a common thing with chicks. It is, I guess, chicks just don't understand that there's nothing in it for men. Nothing.
The things that she said. I think she said that marriage can only be synonymous if you're religious, and I totally
Well, there's
don't believe
no.
Yeah, I
you-
was
you
just saying I
disagree with
appreciate
that.
the question because it does bring up a
Wait,
good.
you disagree
with Candace. She
saying
said
what's-
that you can only, or basically marriage can only be a marriage if you're religious, and religion plays
Well,
into that marriage.
So I mean, what? Why get married for any reason other than for religious reasons?
What?
Commitment,
Yeah,
lifelong commitment, taxes,
to tell the world that you love your
insurance.
partner.
Wait,
You have
I have a
benefits
question.
as
You
a
just
There could be a
married
million
couple.
reasons to get
The
married.
financial reasons you stated are fairly negligible.
I think it's mainly to just show
They're
the world
fairly
that you
negligible.
love this person and you're committed to this person, and you're having a ceremony in front of all of your friends and your family and your.
See, I'm right there. I'm gonna stop her because I get the whole like, oh, I don't want to share this with people, but for me personally, I'm a private guy, so I don't need everybody in the whole damn world knowing my business. It's just it's no one else's concern. So that's I always disagree with that. I want to be able to share that me with her. I don't need a document. I don't need a stupid piece of jewelry on my finger. I don't need any of that ceremonial or ritual crap. It's not necessary.
Making that commitment, and if you don't
Here,
have
let me
a
ask you-
marriage,
Sorry.
Because you be committed to someone without signing a document that's never going to be explained to you, and there was no reason for marriage with children. Not everybody wants that headache on their shoulders. All you really need is to have had siblings, and you'll know exactly what it's like to have a screaming kid crying at 1 in the morning. That's all you need to know. If you experience that, you don't need to go through it yourself.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
I'll ask a count. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish
no,
your.
and if you don't have a marriage, when you're married, speaking from somebody that was married, there's a way that others who are married see you. It's almost like you're part of this group. If somebody is a dog owner and then you meet somebody else that's a dog owner, you're in this family, you're in this group. And so for people who are married, they see other people who are married, and I don't know if they take them more seriously or their commitment more seriously, but they definitely are seen in a particular way.
So
when
you're
you
saying
are
it
married.
confers certain social benefits because of in-group bias.
It's left a lot broad. It's more like it's about the status. Actually want to show off their dumb friends versus actually wanting to do the responsibility that come along with that ring on their finger, which is the problem. It's like today's world, you can get everything you would actually get out of a marriage without it. There's no reason to be chained to another person because some religious nonsense. It just is outdated in today's world. It really is. Like chicks today, they work as much as dudes. They got their own cars, they got their own apartments, homes. There's no real reason to be married like that anymore. But it's outdated. It's a different world now.
Essentially.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
So
because
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What can let's say there's a secular person
Mhm,
who doesn't get married for religious reasons.
mhm. who doesn't get married for religious
There's
reasons?
the
Okay.
religiosity is not a component to their marriage.
Okay.
And you admitted, you said that, well, people, even if you're not religious, there's benefit of getting married.
Mhm.
What can I, as a man,
Mm-hmm.
get from marriage
Mhm.
that I can't get from a long-term life partner, like monogamous?
Mm-hmm.
Why should I get married?
I think for the same reason that I said, it's to solidify that commitment in front of your friends and your family, and maybe to
Solidify.
solidify it to
Well,
your own
let me
self.
introduce a word to this conversation called divorce.
Yeah.
So there is no, and
Yeah.
Brian, but like religious people
So, I asked my mother one time, like, if marriage is so sacred, why does divorce exist? You got no response, nothing but crickets. It's the difference between the generations. Like the boomer generation is so used to that companionship crap. When someone opposes it, you just look at it like you got 10 heads on you. You got the heads of a hydra. That they can't understand why someone wouldn't want to be chained down to another person, knowing all the problems that happen in a relationship all the time. Knowing it can end at any time. Someone can change their mind. Now it's taken after you sign a document. You can rig up before the wedding. Be engaged for a year. Something happens. You part ways before the wedding. What happens? And you gotta cancel everything. All that money put towards it could have been put toward retirement. It's a waste of resources. It's like now thinking about it, I'm like, well, I was talking about in my last video. The stuff people don't tell you in high school and college, the cost of all of it. You'd be bankrupt if we even get to the wedding. It would take what, months, years to save up for it. The tux, the wedding dress, the limo, the church, the invitations, the rehearsal dinners. It all adds up. It's like, it's not worth it.
will get divorced as well.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Precisely.
But at least one of the
So-
reasons that someone who's religious gets married is for religious.
The rocket equation. It's a beautiful thing.
And the religious reason is for children.
Reasons.
That's the original purpose behind it. Personally, I don't want kids, never want kids. I like animals, dogs, cats. I'm not a people person. I don't want to think about raising a kid in today's world. No, never gonna happen. Everything I've experienced, everything I've seen, there's no way the road I'll follow leading to that. Like, there's no way. I don't care how fine she might be. I will probably drop kick her if we have opposing views on that. Like, no. Like, these chicks in the video are going to try and do nothing but use emotion to try and persuade them and basically make the same points over and over again. Because there is no reason, no benefits for marriage to men. Never has been, never will be.
There's a religious motivation there. They're moving pursuant to their religious beliefs. But if you're secular or an atheist, I frankly see absolutely no
So I
reason
think
to get
marriage
married.
is just, it's like the pinnacle of the relationship. It's, you cannot get any more committed than being in a marriage. And I think for some people, myself included, I got married because I wanted that final level, that max level. I wanted to commit to my husband 100%. We had gone through lots of ups and downs, and we wanted to make it official. We wanted to give it a fair, basically a fair chance, a officially, and not just long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, living together. We wanted to,
Were you guys religious?
no.
I would hate to be a girlfriend after 20 years. Like,
Yeah,
this is my
yeah.
boyfriend.
Yeah, see right there. Case in point. They care more about the status than actually being with the guy. That's the problem with a lot of bros today, or just in general. They just want the status. They want the ring. But the word ring comes with responsibility. And I guarantee you, most of these chicks on the panel wouldn't be able to handle anyway.
And have them not like pop
Wait, I
any
have
type
a
of question.
I don't know.
It is just like a form of like serious commitment, I think,
What's
more
your
than
question?
religious.
Why is religion related to marriage? I want to know your
I
standpoint
mean,
on
that's the origination.
it's
Yeah.
rooted
That's the
in
genesis
that. I
of marriage.
understand that.
But who invited this creepy ass chick on the panel? Yep.
Absolutely no reason to get married.
So
What?
Brian, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So if you weren't religious, but say you met a girl and you were dating a girl and you were really serious with a girl who wasn't super religious, but definitely considered religion important to her, you
She,
didn't.
if she did, she wouldn't date somebody who wasn't religious.
Agreed. Oh, okay.
So I
Well, bingo.
mean, but go ahead.
Let's just say she was mild to moderately religious. You
Okay.
didn't want to get married. You just wanted to have a lifelong commitment, but marriage was really important to her. And like I said, you were really serious with her. You'd been dating her for a couple years. You could
Mhm.
definitely see yourself long term with her. Would you get married for her?
No.
You mean would I do it
Would you?
because
Yes.
she wants it?
Yes.
No.
Well, what about what I want, which is to not get married?
But
Why
there,
can't she be the one to come into my frame on this?
valid point.
And
But there's no middle ground there. And there's
What she should be doing if she's actually leaving the relationship, there is no what does she want. Doesn't matter.
no compromise. It's either you get married or you don't. So are you saying that you would want, oh, sorry. Are you saying that you would want her to be the one that compromises?
absolutely,
Okay.
Like,
because the
What if that meant ending the end of your relationship then?
Open her doors. It's one of my favorite things about Professor Lycus. You'd be like, there's the door. See it. What you gotta do, gentlemen? The chick is like, if you don't marry me, I'm leaving. Tell her goodbye. Remind her where the door is and kick her out. Maybe it's time for her to go.
here, I got this. Hold on. Out you go. Goodbye.
Okay.
so you,
I'm not you. If you look, if a girl wants to be with me,
Mhm.
you're not gonna use this as leverage.
Okay.
I'm not gonna accept I'm not gonna accept that.
Okay.
You want to be with me, you can be with me.
Yeah, him
But-
only cut off.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, if it's not enough just to be with me without a ring and the stupid ceremony ritual crap, hit the road. It's as simple as that. Hit the road. Because I'm never gonna give in to any of that crap. Because there's nothing in it for me. Nothing. Maybe the last couple of years, I've had so many broads chasing me. I'm like, clearly I'm the one that's the prize. So all this talk about compromise and all that stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. But I don't chase chicks anymore. I don't do it. It's a waste of time. I don't road shows and all that stuff. I don't do it. It's a waste of time.
Off all, All your hoes before the first date.
Well, we can get into that later.
Would you make
But-
any sort of like compromises? Like
What's the
not even
compromise?
that. I
What's
don't
the
know. Just like if
compromise?
say like she wanted to live in a different city, like would you compromise? Like
Or what
wanting to
about
live
like
there
a
or
civil
something?
ceremony?
Because it doesn't all like
The hell is a civil ceremony?
does
Hold
it,
on,
the whole
one question
relation
at a time, please.
does the whole relationship just have to be everything that you want, or
Yes.
are you gonna like?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It
All right,
does.
Well, I guess then that just
Yeah, that
answers
answers
it.
that.
Well, look, it's you guys want men to lead, right? You guys want you want men to take initiative, you want men to ask you out, you want men to pay for
Not all the
Hold on,
time.
let me finish.
Yes.
You want men to ask you out, you want men to decide what you want to eat that night. You don't know what you want to eat. I'll pick what you want to eat. You want me to make the decisions. You want
know
men
what
to
I
be
wanna eat.
dominant in the bedroom. You want men to be leaders. Okay, we don't need the obnoxious gesturing. But it seems like in these, so yes, I'm going to be the leader in those sorts of
Yeah.
determinations.
Right.
But just
Now,
in that
the-
scenario, sounds like
The
you're not
only
compatible.
scenario where I'm
Yeah.
gonna consider marriage or consider something like this is if I'm in a relationship with a woman who's substantially out earning me.
Okay.
Only then, for example, if she even then I would still, she still needs.
Yeah, that's not a reason to do it, dude. Well, if she's out earning me, I'll consider it. Like, yeah, you can still just live with her and combine your resources. You don't need to be chained down by some stupid contract. It's never going to benefit you at the end of the day.
To defer leadership to me, even
Right.
if
Because I've asked people, married folk in particular, like, what are the benefits for men? It's never a response. It's always chicks that talk about marriage, never men. If there are men that talk about marriage, it's all you're talking about it when commander in chief ain't around. No, happy wife, happy life. All those suckers out there. I gotta deal with that shit every day after work. I don't envy you guys at all. Because chicks can be really tricky sometimes when they want something. Sometimes she'll be like extra nice and try and get down to your level. So it'll seem like she's on your side just so she can get what she wants. Clever. Not clever enough. Like I said in my last video, I like to play along, play dumb like I don't know what's going on. Thing is, chicks always talk, so believe me, I know exactly what's going on. People don't think I know what I know. I have to pretend that I don't know. So they can attempt to be on my IQ level. It's amusing.
if she's out earning me.
I think
Okay.
it's fair to say that's what you're looking for, and that's
Yeah.
what maybe the majority of women you've been with are looking for. But it's not fair to say all women. Are
Oh, I
looking
didn't
for
say that. I
Well,
didn't
when
say
you
all
say
women.
women, in
generalize.
general,
Wait,
you're
what are
saying
you?
us.
What are you
Wait,
saying?
wait, wait.
alluding.
But so, what do you mean in terms of wanting men to take initiative?
Yeah, I don't think necessarily all women want that. So it's not fair to say.
I actually do think it's fair to say,
Wait,
generally speaking,
Definitely
I
not
think
feminist.
hold on. I actually do think it's fair to say to use women in the general sense. Obviously, it's not all women.
And that's the other funny thing from Tom Likas radio days. When she said, not all chicks are like that, and the professor was like, no one ever said all, you did. Like I'm broadcasting to broad like you. Oh man, Professor's a freaking legend. I don't know where it would be if I had discovered that radio show. The thing is, I gotta give props to dudes like Brian here for being on a panel with this many chicks. I don't know if I could do it. My head would explode. It's the lack of logic, nothing but emotion. Yeah, shoot me. So when I go to the chum bucket, I just do what I gotta do and get it all out. Not trying to be distracted by any of the broads. They're pretty good at distracting you. I think that's what chicks are actually designed for. What you could be a helper. It's just a distraction. Nothing more. But it's like I say that because it's so easy for dudes in general to get caught up in a piece of ass and all that and lose their focus. It's too easy. It's what chicks are designed for. And it works sometimes.
I can certainly find outliers, but I don't think it's wrong to, for example, say humans have 10 fingers. There are some humans who are born with 11, but it's not wrong to say that humans have 10 fingers.
Yeah.
And I think naturally, biologically, women are wired to be more submissive. But I think when you kind of throw in the lovely cultural stew of feminism and all these weird, just new social standards like the Me Too movement, I think makes it very hard for men to feel like they can approach women. Then you get women.
But it's like, you know, when a chick is trying to get the dude and she can't quite seem to win him over or whatever. She talks to all the other broads in the area about getting advice about how to get this dude. How she get him to commit, quote unquote. How she get him to marry her, blah, 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 blah. All that nonsense that most dudes don't know about. This is part of the trap. You know, Silent video, part of being a dude in society is just to be aware of all the traps out there designed specifically for dudes, like marriage. Ain't nothing in it for men. Nothing. I mean, I can't think of anything. I've always like spoken out against it, even when I used to go to church back in the day. I don't have time for that right now, but I always asked more questions than most people did. People just seem to just blindly go along with it. You don't ask questions like, "Oh, why is it like this? Why is marriage a contract?" That type of stuff. No one ever has an answer. Like, "Oh, it's just gotta go along with it," or whatever excuse people make. Or even the whole breeders thing. I just don't understand personally. But I guess like working at the supermarket really opened my eyes to a lot of things out there. I guess I just been blind to or lied to about. It's a pretty good double-edged sword to have in society because society would always try to push back against your freedom mindset, try and keep you locked down. And I think chicks can be a secret weapon in that regard. keep dudes locked in their tanks, prevent them from waking up. So yeah, it's clever. Not clever enough.
Whether it's cope or they actually are delusional and believe it, but thinking that they want to be more in their like masculine energy and making decisions. But I think that's largely a side effect of culture as opposed to your biological wiring.
Wait, so you think it's what? I mean, if you had to assign a percentage in terms of women wanting men to be leaders and take initiative, do you think it's 80% women,
I think that's
70%
really just
women?
a question of how many women really identify as feminists and have taken that as a core part of their identity. I know there are some statistics that say it's like,
Oh, I wasn't asking you. I was asking her.
I was like, yeah.
Sorry, what was it? How the percentage?
Well, because so I made the statement that while women want men to take initiative, be leaders, etc., and you were like, well, it's not all women. And I don't know if you were arguing like,
I'm not arguing. I was just
oh
stating.
no,
my
I'm not
opinion.
upset if you are, even if you are arguing, but
Like, I don't think what you're saying is necessarily false. I just don't think we should generalize.
well, I mean, just for the sake of a conversation,
Yeah.
it can be helpful sometimes to generalize, but I mean, we can generalize. I mean, in the sense that, have you ever approached a guy?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Okay. When you say you approached a guy, did you like make eye contact with him and you considered that making the approach?
No, I'm not scared to go up to men if I
Okay.
find them attractive and maybe ask. Like,
Of all the
"Oh."
times that you've gone on the first date, who initiated that?
There's been a few times I have.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that's the case for most women?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Do you think we could probably find like a large cohort of women who have never initiated?
Absolutely.
Okay. But who have been on numerous first dates?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that
absolutely.
there's like, even the majority of women have never even approached a guy, but they've been on, if they wanted to, or maybe they have gone on dozens of first dates?
Yeah, I agree with
Do
that.
you think you could say the same thing about men? That there's a majority of men who have never made the first move and have been on dozens of dates?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Okay. So there's differences. I mean, there's differences. Anyways, we were talking about marriage. Again, I don't see the benefit.
Right. I agree with you. Having been married myself, I think it complicates a lot of things.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it complicates a lot of things, financially, that's a big one for me. Financially, like if I get into another relationship again, I would prefer to have things separated as far as finances and kind of I fiercely embrace my independence as a
Mhm.
woman. So I guess getting into something that's a little bit more long term, biggest thing I would do is probably move in with a person, but I think that with divorce and finances
Mhm.
and I think that complicates a lot of things. So I guess that's why I probably would never get married again. But that's just
I agree. I think that even if you're just going to be long term together, definitely keep your finances separate. If anything, have a joint account for like housing materials, like shopping and all that. Everything else keep separate in case you do split up. And there's no like fighting over money and all that. Even then, you don't need to be freaking married and all that crap for that. You just live together and sort that out accordingly. Because like, I think a lot of people in my generation is waking up to like all that nonsense about. Like I was talking about a video about, they're basically just set up to fail out in the world. Like they don't, all people in high school teachers tell you is go to high school for 4 years, get a piece of paper. Doesn't mean shit in the real world. go to college, get another piece of paper after 4 years, get student debt that's never pay off. Go find someone, get hits, get them knocked up, and then be another financial slave for more, like 20 years for some brat. Probably didn't want in the first place. Unless you quote unquote planned it. So I guarantee 9 out of 10 it's not planned at all. I worked at a supermarket for 5 years. I'm not a kid that said people were this like, they didn't know what all the damn kids are planned. I thought it was just like, I doubt it. In most cases, it's usually the brother who wants them. And the guy just gives in. Like, oh my gosh, she's the right piece of ass. I don't want to lose her. All that crap. So it's all fear. It's all driven out of fear. I was talking about last time in this Game 101 series I'm doing. Most motivation people have in society is driven from fear. And that's how they control you. It's probably part of why people want to do the whole parent up thing in society so much, is because they want to control you through your partner. As a dude in society that has nothing to lose, they can just up and leave at any time. Is a threat to society. And the Matrix programming. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to be able to figure that out, but true. Something they don't pick up on immediately, but if you work in society long enough, and you'll start to put it together. Once you wake up and unplug from your tank.
Just me.
I agree with you, Brian, that in the secular world, only women benefit from marriage and men do not.
Yeah, there's no benefit.
Men do not
There's
benefit.
no benefit.
I'm okay
It's all
with
risk.
that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brian, you
I
didn't answer
also
my
am
question.
okay
Would you
with
get
that.
married? Would
Me
you
as
get married? Sorry, it's like in a civil ceremony
Why?
as a compromise. Like you're not legally getting married. You're not signing any legal
I mean,
documents.
I'd have to review the laws, but in this hypothetical,
No, like if it was just, for example, a backyard party,
much-
you have all
Yeah,
of
but
your
you don't like
friends and your
parties.
family there, and you're
how
saying
much does she want
verbal
for the party?
commitments.
Is it what, $10,000?
It's just a barbecue.
But you said you wanted a ceremony, so would this take place in the church? Like, what? What
No,
are
in
we
the
talking about?
backyard. So you're
So
living
the-
together.
The ceremony is we invite a bunch of our friends over.
Yeah, and
we
you
do
say
like a
commitments.
half-assed.
Yeah, and you say commitments.
That's like some
You do whatever
backwoods
live stream.
shit.
You're,
I don't
she's
know.
she's
On
getting
live
she's
stream.
getting what she wants, which is a commitment, like a
What?
commitment that she's showing in front of her friends and family. But you're getting what you want.
This broad right here is obsessed with the word commitment. Those are the type of things you really got to run away from, because see, those types of broads are just, they're not satisfied with just being together. If you're with somebody, just be with them. You gotta be complicated. Homosexual, you'll sign this document, stand in front of in a church in front of a gazillion people watching you and get up in your business. So people do in society. People are so damn nosy. So I keep my affairs to myself. I don't need anybody butting up my business because it's not their concern. And marriage is the one thing that invites everybody into your business. So what are the people going to do? They're going to talk about you if you part ways or if you get a divorce. Mostly going to look at the man. And she'll probably get all that like, oh, it's not your girl too. That type of thing. 9 times out of 10. If she's a younger chick, she'll probably have good advice from some old broad who's been divorced already. Who's probably bitter towards dudes or whatever. So that's usually how that goes. You pick up on this type of stuff after a while. But yeah, there's nothing in it for them. Nothing. Someone can name something, please let me know. Because I'd love to meet somebody that can tell me something that's actually that I'm there and get out of it. Because, yeah, I can't think of anything. Don't want kids, never wanted kids. I don't need to sign no documents to be with a chick. It's ridiculous.
What is she actually getting? Like, what is she
I think for women, and
tangibly
I know that a lot of women will concur with me. I think women, and I'm not saying all women, but I think a lot of women want the show, want the
yes,
having
okay.
people make witness to the testament of love and their love, and having their friends and their family, and
there's the biggest lie about marriage right there. It's not about love, it's a business deal. Two people form a corporation and they own 50%. It's not about love. That's the biggest lie that you'll ever hear when it comes to that stuff. Not about love. It's not. Like Disney lied. Disney lied. Disney lied.
having people witness it is a big deal for women. And it's not about the party and it's not about the money. It's literally having all of the people that she loves in her life witness it. Am I?
Your sperm don't make.
Am I
So
alone?
so
I
you're
would kind
saying
of
that
agree with
women,
that.
so women want to have the ceremony, but they don't want to be a wife?
I don't think that's
I've heard that
I don't
saying
think that's
before.
what she's saying.
I don't know if that's what she's
But
saying.
then
though.
comparing it to a traditional like religious marriage, like you still have that celebration, right, in front of everybody, and like yes, it's with God, but it's still that celebration with your loved ones to celebrate something.
But what? So the commitment is what?
The love towards
That-
that
that
person.
we have a ceremony.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
just what
your
it
outward
symbolizes.
representation of
it's
your
more- I think
commitment.
it's
Because what is
definitely-
it?
what's so wrong with that?
I mean, you can make
I'm kind of
commitment to
introverted.
each
I'm
other,
good.
but if
I'm
you
good on the ceremony. Let's not have
Okay.
any friends over. I don't want to do catering.
Yeah,
That
anyone
sounds
that wants
terrible.
to.
I agree. I'm an introvert too. I know. I don't need the spotlight on me. Look at us. Give an example. I still remember back in high school, I got nominated for homecoming somehow. I walked into class one day. Now, back then, I did everything I could to stay under the radar. So I have no idea how that. I walked into class one day and some kid told me, "You got nominated for homecoming." I'm like, what? To this day, I still don't know how that shit happened. It doesn't make any sense. Like, of all the dudes in that four-story big ass building, I'm like, I don't know how did I get nominated for homecoming. This it still blows my mind to this day. Well, it's 15 years later. No, like 10 years later, I guess. There's at least one chick that agrees with Brian, so that's kind of refreshing. But in most cases, you'll see it's usually every other broad that's pro marriage and not against it because of their emotions and stuff, including this weirdo here. But yeah, there's nothing in it for men. Nothing. And maybe in like the 70s and 80s, people did that because I guess they thought they had to. Because the baby boomer generation, of course, busy pumping out Xerox copies of themselves and all that. So that's that generation. But I think younger generation are just wising up and realizing that, yeah, I'm not going through what my parents went through. I don't want to be bothered. I look at some kid that looks like me or something. Like, it's kind of creepy, man. Never really thought about how creepy that actually is. Talking about a human being that looks like you and somebody else. It's kind of creepy to me. It's something creepy about it. Like, oh, she has your eyes. She has your nose. Like, what? There's something that's just so creepy about that shit. And it's creepy. Because, like I tell you, when I used to work at this office, the idiot they used to sit next to brought in his son, into their office one day. Kid was just spitting image of this guy. I'm like, I kid you not. Creep me the frick out. Yeah, that's kind of creepy, man. And I get the genetics and all that. Fine, but it's creepy. So yeah, it's like any broad that wants to go with me, it's gonna have to get her tubes like triple knotted. Because I ain't taking no chances. Like 0 chances. Get that shit triple knotted. I don't care how much it costs. Do it. Or hit the road.
I'm
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same
Brian.
way,
I'm
yeah.
good. I'm good
You're
on
shit out of luck.
What's the ceremony? It doesn't establish any sort of commitment.
I feel like some men actually like do like the ceremony as well though. Like I think it is mostly for women, but I think there are men out there that are like, okay, yeah, like I want to show my friends and family like this is like the love of my life and it's just a fun like
Yeah,
little
exactly. I think a
celebration
lot
type.
If you want to show her off, just bring her to your home. Or to your freaking parents. It's that simple. You don't need a freaking ceremony and ritual crap to do that. Like, this makes stuff so complicated when it's really simple. It's like, if I want to be with a bro, I'm going to be with a bro. If I want to show her off, I'll show her off on my terms. I'm not going to sign some stupid document with some jewelry on my finger and just people know. People are probably going to know anyway because people are nosy. You don't need all the extra hoopla to show people you're together. People are naturally nosy. It might be the most annoying thing about people in society, but people are annoyingly nosy. And it might be the worst part about dating in today's world because it's almost impossible to keep stuff private. Eventually, stuff will get out. People just don't want to mind their damn business, which is the problem to me with marriage. It's like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm an expert or nothing, but as a private guy, it's one of those things that ain't for me. I never bring it up, first off. I never bring it up, like ever. I know she will eventually, so I just use a wait around fast so I can drop it. It's like the excuse to drop it abroad. Like, yeah, I was waiting for this. Goodbye. The chances are she can change her mind. She'll probably try and persuade you to see her point of view. Like these chicks were trying to do. Like, oh, it's about wanting to show my friends and just tell your damn friends that you need a freaking ritual for. Do you really need attention that badly? Everybody? Because the reason chicks want marriage so bad because they want all the attention on them. But I strongly believe chicks value attention more than money, even so much money. She can marry a rich guy, but he ain't got no attention. Like the end of the world for her. So it's like, well, and kind of wish Andrew was on this episode too, because it was gives some interesting insights. Like this feels like these brothers are trying to ambush poor Brian. I give him props for standing his ground though. Most dudes are probably just caving and all that because they're a piece of ass and all that. I don't want to lose her, blah blah blah. What are you losing? This would be my argument. What are you losing? She wants something you don't want. Clearly, you're not meant to be. Let the boy go. It's as simple as that. It's like I ended a relationship with a chick one time because she wanted all that stuff and I didn't. And I had to go. I had to bounce. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. See ya. I'm not saying it was easy to do, but it had to be done. Somehow I always end up in that type of predicament though. Every other chick that I end up dating always wants that. But I was like, it must be a chick thing because I don't really run into that many dudes that be clamoring for that. If he does, he's probably whipped at home or something. Probably not. He's probably not in control of the relationship at home. More than likely. That's the conclusion I would come to. This you just gotta put your foot down when it comes to that stuff.